Beyond Synth 373.
You're listening to Beyond Synth Radio. B008.5.
Up next, Andy Last has fun chats with awesome synthwave artists. It's time for Beyond Synth.
Hey there, welcome to the show. This is Beyond Synth, and today I'm going to be chatting with Gryff. Gryff has made some cool tunes, and we are going to listen to them and chat with him. But first, I got some things to say. We have to thank some new patrons, benefactors of Beyond Synth. Am I using that word correctly? So look, you know, Beyond Synth is the best synthwave chat show there is, and we do a bunch of different kind of shows here, you know. We do the Marco and Andy Power Hour. We just had a wacky chiptune episode. Trivia time. We got the round table with Michael Oakley and Florence and Marco and various other things. And if you enjoy what you're listening here, you can support the show on Patreon and PayPal like these awesome people. We got a new PayPal whose name is Valter. Am I saying that correct? Valter. That's an interesting name, Valter. Anyways, man, thank you for your support. You are cool, and we couldn't make the show without people like you. And we got an awesome new patron here in the £5.01 club. I don't know what that translates to into US dollars, but that's what it will be listed as when I update the Patreon banner on the YouTube versions. We got Lucky 13. Thank you, Lucky 13, for your support. And they've sent a message. It says, "Just found your hilarious show. You crack me up. No, literally, you crack me up. I've got a big scab on my lip and it cracks open when I laugh. Please stop being so funny, you synthwave lip assassin. By the way, if you like Doctor Who, there is a Doctor Who PS4 VR game. So cash in those Patreon mega pennies. Kick your son off the PS4 and get playing." Well, I want to thank you for your support, although you are a little out of date. So perhaps you're listening to old episodes, Lucky 13, because I no longer own a PS4. I sold it, and I sold the VR too. I sold it all. But one of these days I might get the PS5 VR. I'm just a little wary, because I am one of those people who gets motion sick, and I feel really weird dropping like $800 Canadian on a device that I might not be able to use because it'll make me sick. But I can always cure my Doctor Who fix when it returns to our screens this fall. And we got another new patron here, Tiber83, who has joined the Knights of Synth. These are the top tier donors, the top tier benefactors. I'm going to say it again, even though I think I'm using that word incorrectly, or maybe I'm not, who knows. Tiber83 is obviously a cool person, and thank you very much for your support. And Tiber83 has also sent a message. Look, everyone's sending messages, man. We got to talk to Gryff, damn it, but I will read this message, because obviously I appreciate your support, and the least I can do is read this message. Well, technically the least I could do is nothing, right? So I could... Although it might seem like I am doing nothing, because these episodes seem to be a few days late every time. But look, I'm a busy bee, got things going on. Tiber83 says, "Hi Andy, what's up dude? Long-time listener, first-time caller, subscriber. I've turned into your shows for about the last year like a freeloading bum, but things have gotten better for me recently, so I've decided to subscribe to your highest tier to repay you for all the awesomeness you've bestowed upon the synthwave scene. That might change down the road due to things I have to unexpectedly pay for, car, house, pets, wife, but for now, I'm happy to be a Knight of Synth. I love your new format. Power Hour with Marco is fantastic. Sup Marco. And I love the banter between you two. Maybe I should read this to Marco. And I love the banter between you two. The best duo since Crockett and Tubbs. The trivia show is also a blast, and of course your interviews with artists are always insightful and fun. I found so much new music through your show, and in turn it gets them more publicity, so that's cool. Anyway, I write too much. Keep being awesome, Andy. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you, Tiber83, for being an awesome Patreon supporter. And you know what? I have a few more letters to read, but guess what? This segment's going on too long. We got to listen to some music, and we got to go chat with Gryff. So I will save some of these for when I do the Power Hour, which seems weird because I'm probably going to have to read that letter again because, you know, when you give Marco a compliment, I got to read him the compliment. It's called paying it forward, motherfuckers. So look, we're going to listen to a song. This is one of Gryff's latest. It's actually a collaboration with Yatte, who is going to be on the show in a few weeks. And Yatte is a cool guy as well. He actually provides some of the voices for some of the fake commercials and some of the other silly things we've done. And obviously a very talented guy. So this is them working together. So we're going to listen to The Journey featuring Yatte by Gryff and Yatte. And then when the song is done, I will be chatting with Gryff. So this is The Journey by Gryff and Yatte.
Journey is in your
right, well, I am here right now with Gryff. How's it going, man?
Good, yeah, it's good. It's morning here in Australia, which I think is opposite to
Canada. So I'm loving it. It's good. Got my coffee, went for a walk this morning. So yeah, I'm very chipper.
Nice. Is that part of your regular routine?
I try to go, I try to do some like fitness or go to the gym every day. So, try to keep the bod tight.
Yeah, I wish I could do that. All I do is complain about how out of shape I am, but then I do nothing to rectify that situation.
Yeah, okay. You could always, complaining burns calories, so I guess you could
I wish.
You could justify it.
Yeah, oh my God.
Just complain harder.
Yeah. I need to go watch The Last Jedi again. I complained about that thing for like 2 years, so I feel if I put that back on, maybe I can lose some weight.
Oh, I know that we didn't record it, but we're just talking about complaining about Star Wars. But yeah, I remember watching The Last Jedi, and so as someone who doesn't really get Star Wars, it was kind of like you watched 4, 5, and 6, and you loved it because you kind of got it, and then you watched The Last Jedi, and you just have no idea what they're doing with this now. They promoted the movie in Fortnite, to wrap up the story or something. You can remember this, right?
Well, yes, I do, but because my son plays. I don't play Fortnite, okay. But yeah. I know they had these events. That's one of the things I don't understand about these new games. There's content you buy that you don't use forever. Fortnite confuses me because my son will be it'll be 3 years ago and look, and he's playing as Mandalorian. It's it's a character I unlocked with fucking V-Bucks or whatever. But then it's when the season's over, you don't get to keep that.
Really? I didn't know that.
Because they do these seasons, and then they just bring in new characters. And then it's this season you can play as Optimus Prime and these sorts of characters. And then half the time my son just always plays as a fucking banana.
They've just wasted their money. It's
Yeah, their money.
Yeah, that's true.
My money.
Your money. Yeah.
I'm the one who has to buy the fucking V-Bucks.
200 cyber bucks to be a banana. Oh, God, I'm sure every time a new season comes out, you're just no. Please do not have some sort of viral dumb thing.
Well, what a fucking con. This is where I feel old.
It's just good. It's good. It's good. It's good marketing. You can hate it, but they've got a chokehold on all this stuff, and it's the amount of money they must have to just license all these things. Anytime something new comes out, they're just you can be, Miles Morales, from the new Spider-Man movie. Here you go. That'll be 500 cyber dollars or whatever.
I wish it was only 500 cyber dollars. What sucks is everything now on the internet is just based on all of us are just addicted to stuff. If you're some kid that grew up with Fortnite, now they've got that, was it FOMO? The fear of missing out. So that's what their whole business model is based on, is all these kids are they're just addicted to this game. And then every 2 months they go well, it's a new season now. And everything's reset. And then they make a big deal of bringing items back.
Yeah, okay.
It's such a fucking con. It's again, it's why I feel old. Because I'm remember back in my day when a game would come out and then you would just have the game and then that was it. And then now there's there is no game. It's just this ever-changing thing where they're oh, they brought back shotguns from fucking season 2. I'm they took them away?
Yeah.
What kind of fucking shitty game takes stuff away? Fuck you, Fortnite. Anyway, listen. We're here to talk about
we're
Gryff.
complaining again. We just that's all we do.
I love to. If anyone ever wonders what conversations go on when we're not recording, it's the exact same conversations because we just talk for 45 minutes about Star Wars and I never hit record, and then the second we record, it just goes right back into it. But listen,
yeah.
I don't know anything about Gryff. I don't do research.
Okay.
All I do is listen to the music.
Cool.
And I know very little about people. So what is your deal, man?
What is my deal, man? I've been doing music for ages, and then I discovered synthwave, I think from Hotline Miami and stuff like that. That's right. I played Far Cry Blood Dragon, and that was Power Glove that did the soundtrack to that. And I was this music's kind of cool. It's kind of retro. It's kind of 80s. I love 80s stuff. And then I was getting into electronic music. And then from there, it was just this thing where on the internet, retro wave and synthwave was this. It was kind of the cool internet genre thing where you had tons of YouTube playlists, and it was kind of everywhere and art styles. And then it kind of just went from there. I just made a song and submitted it to places, and people liked it, and I was okay, I guess I can do synthwave now. And then I got lost in the source. I got lost in the sauce. So yeah.
What year is Blood Dragon?
Let me have a look. It is... Have a guess.
2016? 15?
Oh, earlier.
What?
2013.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, 2013.
Interesting. I mean, like, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
That feels weird to me.
Why? Did you think it was early? Like, synthwave's been around for ages. Like, I guess, the whole thingy of that. When did Kung Fury come out?
Oh, Kung Fury's 2015.
Nice, correct. Yeah, you got that one. 10 points.
Yes!
10 points to Andy.
And Drive is 2011.
Oh, it is. Yeah. See, like, Drive's 2011, so, like, I guess that's, like, the big one, right? The big one that kind of...
Yeah, I think it's, again, one of these days I got to put together some, like, official synthwave timeline, because I'm not, like, a historian of it. I just like it. And I know people were making it, in, like, the 2010s and 2011s before it was called synthwave, and then Drive excited a lot of people. But I don't think it was a scene. Like, I think it didn't become a scene until there was at least like a few hundred people in the synthetics forum, and that was more 2013-ish kind of zone. Maybe like late 2012 or whatever. I started doing this show or I started recording it halfway through 2013 and started airing them in August of 2013, and then it sort of whatever. Listen, man. This show's about Gryff. This show's not about me.
Synthwave history. It could be. Like, I don't mind. I don't mind to talk about that.
Well, look. Well, how about this? Let's play some Gryff.
Okay.
And then we'll keep chatting. So we're gonna go back in time here. This is appropriate. We're already back in time. We're going to the year 2016. Now, this I don't know who this is. You have this song called Night Drive.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring, I like to go through people's musical history, by the way, just so we're clear.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Featuring Kopano? Who is that?
Kopano. I haven't talked to Kopano in ages. I have to reach out to her. This is an artist I was working with. Actually, I uploaded Night Drive to SoundCloud like ages ago, and this cool like alternative like chick just like hit me up on SoundCloud. I was like, hey, hope you don't mind, but I've recorded lyrics to this song and just thought you might want to listen to it. And because I was like brand new, I listened to this. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Someone's like done their own lyrics to a song I made. This is insane. And listen to it. It was really good. Like, her singing voice is amazing. Her like pitch control in real life was just dope. And then we got together. We like did some shows together. And then I said, oh, let's let's take this to a studio and we'll release it together. So yeah.
So does she say Kopano then?
I think it's Kopano. I think I've always said Kopano. I think that's the Aussie inflection on it.
All right. Well, let's listen to it and then we'll keep chatting.
Yeah.
This is Gryff with the track Night Drive featuring Kopano. And that was Gryff with Night Drive, featuring Kopano. That's all the way back in 2016. I'm here with Gryff right now. Gryff is an alias.
It is. It is an alias. I like it. Sorry, I thought you were going to explain something else.
No.
It is an alias, yes. I think artists with different names, I think it's cool. I think, because I guess when I do music or I go on stage and do a show, it's sure, it's me, but it's a different part of me, and it's a cool little character you can do things with. So yeah, that's how I generally like to think about it anyway.
Do you have contemporaries that don't know that you are Gryff?
Yeah. It's definitely. Yeah, I do that it's like a moonlighty thing where, some people who don't know I do Gryff stuff, they have no idea. It never comes up, or someone will be like, oh, Gryff's got a show on tonight, and they're like, what? Gryff? Who's Gryff? And then they'll be like, oh, dude, I didn't know you did music. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where I don't really talk about it or put it out there or anything like that.
When you started, you were sort of making some instrumental tracks, but then you also feature on a bunch of people's stuff. So did you also have an interest in singing as well, or was that something that came later, or what was the...
Yeah, I think so. I've been in rock bands before, so it was always singing and playing guitar and stuff like that. And then I started just testing out, hey, what if I did singing stuff for synthwave? And yeah, it kind of worked. It kind of translated really well, rock sensibilities kind of translate to that 80s sort of synthwave music style. So yeah, I just started singing. So Ace Buchannon, we did a team sweatwave thing with a bunch of artists. That was cool. Yeah, just started doing a lot of vocals for people. There was a period where I didn't even write my own stuff. I was just doing vocal stuff because it was easy, and my microphone setup was there, and I was just answering people's emails or DMs and just singing on whatever I could, whatever I found cool and weird and exciting.
What were some of the names of your bands that you were in?
Oh god, it was so long ago. I was in high school bands and stuff like that. So it was a band called I think it was Glycerin or something. Terrible. It was cool. It was kind of indie rock stuff, but it was when I was 15 or 16. So yeah.
I always asking because everyone, it's always a silly thing. Whenever I ask this question, very rarely do people come in and have actually my high school band name was actually really cool,
yeah, it was one of those things where you make a high school band name and you go yeah, that's sick, and then you grow up and you look back at your stuff and you're what were we on, why did we think this is cool? But I guess your 15-year-old mind is way different to your 25-year-old mind.
It's good to get that stuff out, because I feel if you don't, then you just end up doing that stuff when you're older.
Yeah.
Then it's sillier, because I know...
I agree.
I went to a film school, and in high school, I like to make little movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And I made this pretentious fucking black and white. It was inspired by David Lynch kind of weird dream movie stuff, okay?
I'm in, yeah.
So I made this thing in high school. Now, when I go back, it's my dad's favorite thing I've ever made, but when I watch it now, it's embarrassing. But the point is, I got that out of my system in high school, because I feel when with filmmakers, there is this sort of there is a trajectory is not the word I'm looking for. There's just sort of things you got to go through before you get to the next step or whatever. And phase one is you're in film school, so you make some pretentious fucking art house thing.
Yeah. Some Bresson thing, yeah.
And I actually had a buddy who his final end of the year project was making fun of those projects.
Oh, really?
And it was it was funny because I was in a class of 70 people, so there's 70 of these short little 5-minute movies, and then his was making fun of those tropes, and then there was so many others we had to watch before and after his that were those things he was making fun of.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point is that I got that out of my system, so when I was in film school, I didn't have the urge to make something pretentious.
Yeah.
I was I just want to make a fun little movie, you know what I mean? I just want to make something that people will enjoy watching that's whatever. It was very cringy watching some of the other people's fucking art stuff. So my point is that you have a silly rock band in high school with a silly name. Do it in high school, so then you don't end up being that fucking 35-year-old guy who starts a band with his buddies, and then you call yourselves Glycerin and make shitty music.
Yeah.
It's good to do it when you're young.
Yeah. I totally agree. And sometimes you can see that sometimes people don't go through that phase of, I guess, like being cringe. We'll say cringe, but like I like to embrace the cringe sometimes. Yeah, you go through that stage so you kind of get it all out of your system or test. It's like testing it, you know, like, because no one's going to tell you, no one's going to sit you down and go, hey, you need to do these things to make your music good. Like, people, like, you can get advice, but like, unless you really do it and then reflect back on it, like, that's worth like its weight in gold, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I don't think any lesson I've ever learned was ever because someone told me something. You see, it sucks because sometimes there's like very basic life lessons, like, don't touch that thing because it's hot. And then sometimes you just got to get burned to really know.
Yeah, okay.
What I'm trying to say is the other day I just touched the stove and people have been telling me for years, like, don't touch the stove, it's hot. I'm like, fuck you. And I just slammed my hand right down on there.
And you got burnt.
Yeah, and I learned a valuable lesson that day.
Now you're experiencing growth.
Yeah, I am. And the skin on my hand is growing back, which is nice.
Did you actually burn your hand?
No.
No. Oh, this is just an allegory.
Yeah.
Okay. Allegory? Anecdote? Hang on.
Metaphor? Allegory. Is it an allegory? Hold on.
Allegory. There's like differences between them.
Okay, hold on here. Define allegory. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say about this.
I was actually using ChatGPT as well.
I believe you meant allegory. Oh, because I spelled it wrong. An allegory is a literary, dramatic, or pictorial device in which characters and events stand for abstract ideas, principles, or forces so that the narrative's literal level has or suggests parallel or symbolic resonances. All right, so, okay.
I don't think it was an allegory.
No, it wasn't an allegory. It would have been an allegory.
It wasn't as poetic as...
Yeah, if I told the story of the fox who, the fox burned his hand on the...
pour down on the oven.
Yeah.
That would have been, yeah. Oh, no, there's also like different... There's like a fable, a parable. What the hell?
Wait, parables and allegories are the same, aren't they? Isn't that similar?
I mean, I don't know.
Well, I tell you who does know. ChatGPT.
Okay. Here you go. A parable is a succinct, didactic story in prose or verse that illustrates one or more instructive lessons or principles. Or maybe that... No, because you need kind of like characters. It's not just like, I put my hand on the oven.
Okay, hold on here. What is the difference between an allegory and a parable? Both allegory and parable are narrative forms that... Shut up. Just tell me the difference. It's like when you go online to look for a recipe and somebody fucking tells you their life story before they fucking...
Yeah.
So the primary difference lies in their complexity, length, and explicitness of their symbolic meaning. Parables are typically shorter, simpler, and more direct, while allegories are often more intricate, extended, and can require deeper interpretation. Does that help you?
Yes. We'll say yes.
Okay.
I'm learning some stuff. I'm writing notes down. This will be in the exam at the end of the show.
Yeah. I'll ask ChatGPT at the end to can you summarize all the things we talked about in this podcast into a quiz?
Yeah.
Listen, you mentioned it earlier, but let's listen to one of these songs that you featured on.
Oh, yeah.
There's a fun track called Never Surrender by Ace Buchannon that you were a part of.
Yes.
So let's listen to that, and then we'll keep chatting.
Yeah.
So this is Never Surrender by Ace Buchannon featuring Gryff.
Past a point of no return. You've been to hell and back. Those words
And that was Never Surrender featuring Gryff by Ace Buchannon. And today I am chatting with Gryff all the way in Australia.
G'day, mate. Throw another shrimp on the barbie.
That's right. Give me some more.
I'm just going to go down to the servo.
What's the servo? I don't know that one.
Oh, it's what we call like a fuel station or a gas station.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because it's like a service station, but we just call them servos.
I was watching these clips. I have no idea of this character's political affiliation, but you know, there's that clip of that one Australian politician who he does this quick change where he's like, they're talking about like gay marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that? That clip is awesome.
Oh, 1,000 blossoms bloom.
Yeah. 1,000 blossoms bloom. But I don't want to talk about it because
every day,
every 3 months, someone gets eaten by an alligator. Yeah, crocodile.
Hang on. Bobcatter? Bobcatter. Yeah.
Yes, that clip is awesome. I fucking love that clip.
It's fantastic.
I mean, you know, people are entitled to their sexual proclivities, you know. I mean, let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned, you know. But I ain't spending any time on it because in the meantime, every 3 months, a person is torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
He has a lot of bizarre rants about a lot of different things. It's like his thought process just changes and it's incredible. Yeah.
That one is so awesome, just that. But I don't want to spend any time on it.
I ain't spending any more time on it. Yeah. Person's torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland. Yeah. And it's always like, I'm guessing you've seen the edits where it's like the Oblivion music, the Oblivion battle music changes and stuff like that.
No, I've never seen any. I've only seen just the clip, or it's. I think it's taken from an Australian news program because then it cuts back to the hosts and they laugh about it.
Right. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I'll send you the clip of like the Oblivion ambient music when you're just walking around, and then when he changes, but I'm not spending any more time on it. Cuts to the battle music of when there's enemies around. Yeah, I'll have to send it.
I just I never know how political systems work in other countries, so I have no idea what this guy stands for. You know, if he could be a complete asshole, but that doesn't stop this clip from being amazing.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. I don't know where Bob Cutter sits, but hey, he said, let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's concerned about crocodile attacks, and that's a platform that I can get behind.
Wasn't there? I swear there was another Australian politician as well, and wasn't his whole deal that he would chug a beer if they caught him at in public or whatever, he would chug beer.
Oh, yeah, Bob Hawke. Yeah.
Are they all called Bob?
Yeah, all Australian politicians are named Bob. Yeah.
Anyway, we don't need to talk about this. Let's talk about making cool music. So,
sure.
During this time when you were doing featurings, because the next thing we're going to play, because we're going to get into that EP you did with Moonraccoon.
Oh, cool, yeah. Oh, this is so cool. This is a weird, retroactive revisiting of stuff I haven't heard in ages.
Yeah, this is your life.
This is for me. Yeah.
So when you were doing those sorts of things, were you doing any instrumentation or stuff like that, or were you purely just on vocal duty and songwriting? What was the deal?
Even for the Ace Buchannon track that we just listened to, there was I wanted to play guitar because the second verse I was oh dude, I think it'd be cool to do a guitar bit in here, and then I sent that to him and he was oh yeah, this is actually really good, yeah, good idea. So then we did that, and then same thing as any sort of vocals that I do on tracks. If I have a suggestion, I will politely be hey, this would be cool if we did this here. When Moonraccoon sent the songs to me, I was oh, this is cool. We talked about different ways we could make verses better, or the concept of getting to the chorus faster in songs. It's kind of just a two-way street when it comes to that. There hasn't been anyone that I've worked with where they're just Gryff, I want you to sing these lyrics and that's it, and don't do anything else. I've never had an experience like that. It's always been a collaboration in every sense of the word.
When you collaborate with people, do you tell them your real name?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to do it for contracts and stuff.
I'm sorry. There's part of me that always likes teasing people who just are their alias.
I get it. Yeah, why. I mean, if If you just looked at one of the credits in songs, you can find my real name. But
We'll just say it's Bob Katta.
it's Bob Gryff.
We're all called Bob down here.
Yeah.
So then what goes on in your life when you're not making tunes?
I work in like an IT sort of job. So I do that. I do a lot of like other music, not just synthwave stuff. So I'm trying to like do more contemporary, like EDM sort of stuff. But like it's never as fun. It's never as fun as that. Yeah. And then from there, I do like a bit of graphic design. I go to the gym when I can as well, like to work out. And then other than that, it's like I'm a massive movie nerd. So I'll try and watch like some old cinema or go see what's out at the cinema at the moment. And then, yeah, that's kind of like me.
Wait, so is your EDM project like that's a different name?
Maybe. We'll see. I have this cool thing where it's like, would it be cool if I just released all this stuff under the Gryff umbrella? I'm assuming if people don't like it, they'll just be like, okay, that's cool. We'll just not listen to this. But yeah, I'll think about it. It's hard. Branding is such a big thing nowadays.
Yeah, I wish I was good at that. Not one of my skills. I understand the impetus, is that the word? You know, like when you're an artist and you're doing a slightly different genre, and so you want to have a different name and all this stuff, but I don't know, I just kind of wish everyone just did everything under the same name.
Yeah, same as me. Like, I'd rather have, you go to the artist's page and then these are all their projects and stuff like that, you know? I can see it both ways. Some directors or authors have a different name because they want to try a different audience.
I'm literally of two minds on this topic as well. So for example, with Instagram, I never know what to do, right? So with my page, sometimes it's post about here's the latest episode and here's who I'm talking to. And then I'll post like a joke, like a comedy piece, little video. Then I'll post a video of my cat, like some weird special effects shot.
Yeah.
From my point of view, I'm like, look, if you follow the Beyond Synth Instagram page, you're basically following me. So this is me posting stuff that I want to post.
Yeah.
But I also understand that there are certain Instagrams I follow, and when they deviate from the reason I follow them, I tune out and I only pay attention to the thing I'm there for. There's a cat Instagram I watch where they have a camera around his collar.
Yeah.
And he's called Mr. Kidders.
Ah, Mr. Kidders.
And anytime they post something that isn't collar footage, where it's like they take a still image of him and they do some stupid trending meme.
Ah, yeah.
Here's a paused image of the cat with some weird filter. I'm like, fuck off. Show me fucking collar footage. Like, I'm here for the collar footage. I'm not here for fucking memes.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, so I understand both, because there's these ideas I have where I'm like, this would be a funny thing. And I go, should I post it as Beyond Synth, or should I start another Instagram that's just about this thing? And then I don't know what to do because what am I trying to say?
I'm unsure.
Listen, it's a parable, okay?
It's an allegory.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to work up to an amazing point, and it's going to be awesome. Look, I just mentioned it. You did this EP with Moonraccoon.
Oh, yeah.
So there's two ones here. I don't normally play covers, but I will play this one because it is good.
Yeah.
It is your cover of No Easy Way Out.
Yes.
And it is a good cover by Mr. Robert Tepper. That's who wrote that.
So fun.
I don't really know too much about that guy.
What else did he do? I think
don't
No
know.
Easy Way Out was the big one. He's done like a lot of like soundtrack stuff, right? For like movies and action movies mostly.
I'll do some research in the break, but first we will listen to it and then we will come back. So this is a cover of No Easy Way Out by Moonraccoon and Gryff.
can share the skin. We can know how we feel inside, instead of going down an endless road, not knowing if we're dead or alive. Something's worth fighting for. Some feelings that never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just wanna know why. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving in, get me wrong. There's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. There's no easy out. There's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. There's no easy out. There's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out.
And that was No Easy Way Out, performed by Gryff and Moonraccoon. That is, of course, a cover of that song. And I'm here with Gryff right now. Why did you team up with Moonraccoon?
Moonraccoon reached out to me on, you know, the days of like Discord, like synthwave Discords were big in 2016, 2007. Did you just take a drink? I heard that. It sounded really nice.
Yeah, I've got a big thermos full of water with ice cubes in it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it was on Discord. Sorry, I just heard it and I was like, that is like really good sound Foley design.
It's got a wide spout because I'm trying to drink some more water, and so I got like a big container. It's one of those ones that has like lines written down it to keep you to your water drinking goal, you know?
Oh, yeah. Does it have like little motivational like messages?
Yeah, get started.
Yep.
Remember your goal.
Yep.
Keep chugging. Don't give up.
Yep.
Almost there.
Yep.
You did it.
Yeah, cool.
BPA free. I guess that's not a quote.
That's not really a quote. I think that's just what they have to put on there. BPA.
Yeah.
free. I was going to say all those little motivational messages could be cool like synthwave rock titles, except for BPA free.
Yeah, well, no, BPA free. That was BPA free. Anyway.
Yeah, sick. Driving in the night, BPA free.
The point is, it's got a wide mouth, which I really like. So every time I take a drink, I just get a nice big drink.
Yeah, cool. That does sound good. Sorry, where are we going
okay.
with this? Moonraccoon hit me up on Discord because I was in a bunch of synthwave Discords at that time. She was like, hey, this is like a bunch of songs. Would you be keen? And I listened to them and I really loved her production on them. And then, we sort of did like a bunch of originals. I can't remember if it was Moonraccoon who offered the cover. She was like, let's do a cover of some really like 80s song. And I'm thinking we should do No Easy Way Out from like Rocky IV and Cobra. And I listened to it and I was like, oh, I remember this song. This song is sick. We should definitely do this. So yeah, because I know that Bullet for My Valentine did the cover of it, and I heard that one, and then I heard the original, and then I thought, yeah, this would be cool if you did a synthwave version of this.
Well, it was.
Thank you. Thank you. I was like, well, it was. Cool. Sorry, I need to give some more stuff back. I'm a terrible guest.
No, it's all good, man. I like to be a goof. Look, the point is that it was a good EP, and what's IT like? Do you have fun being an IT guy?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's good. I don't know. I think I want to do some freelancey graphic design stuff, or like I'd love to just do music full time, but it's kind of hard. It's so saturated and you have to kind of get really lucky with it. So I guess the perfect job would just be making music and doing art and chilling out and getting paid $1 million per year to not worry about anything. So that'd be cool.
I don't even have really wacky goals about being like rich or whatever. I would just like a nice, decent salary.
Yeah.
I mean, like I do bring in some income from the show, but I couldn't continue this full time if my wife didn't have like a normal job. That is part of the equation. Like if all of a sudden my wife didn't have any work, then I would have to find proper work immediately.
Yeah, straight to the coal mine.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with somebody else about this, talking to I Am Bolin, because I just had her on the show, and I was like, I honestly would prefer if I did go back and get a normal job, I want something as mindless as possible.
Oh, okay.
Because I do have like a creative brain, right? So I'm always thinking of ideas and projects to make.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
I don't like wasting my creative ideas for other people's thing.
Interesting.
If I were to get a job, I would rather just stack boxes. If I can just listen to an iPod,
Yeah.
I would rather do the mindless thing so that I save my actual creativity for me.
Yeah, okay. I dig that. I can get where you're coming from with that.
I always say stack boxes. That's like my...
I don't know. Yeah, are you at the stacking boxes factory or something?
Yeah. I want to go to the box factory. I want to work at one of those Amazon factories where you get like crushed by the robot.
What?
And then they just leave your body there.
Sorry, I don't know. Is this an allegory?
No, this is just a thing that happens at Amazon.
That's terrible.
Those warehouses, they're literally like the size of like a city block. It's like a town in there. And there'll be those occasional stories where it's just like, this guy fucking like had a heart attack and they just put like a bunch of pylons around him so they could keep working and stuff.
Oh, God. That is horrific. Every now and again, like, I'll see that, what is it, the box of calm or something? It's like, if you're having a bad day at work, you just walk into this little box with headphones and it has a little TV screen of like a waterfall.
Box of calm, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, Jesus.
That's what I sort of heard in my head. I'm just like, why is he saying that? I get it now. So like sort of a relaxation box and not a
Yes.
carton of jizz is what we're...
Yes, there is
Okay.
not a carton of jizz at Amazon you can go inside and chill out in.
Well-
Amazon, please do not sue me.
But I feel like that would be a stressful box job because there's so much stuff, right? So you'd have to work really hard. What I want to work at is like a casual box moving job, like at a mom and pop store.
Yeah, we're thinking mum and pop store, like really casual. There's Dire Straits playing on the hi-fi system, easy listening, maybe the Police. And you're just like stacking boxes and chilling out and thinking about your life. And I think that'd be cool. Yeah.
I never even ask what's in them. It's one of those weird, like, kind of science fiction stories where I've been working at this job for like 40 years, and all of a sudden someone's just, what's in the boxes? And then I find out they're like weird, like alien machine parts for like some ship that's being built.
Oh, that's right. And the mum and pop store, like the counter has like this weird control panel, and they're like, whatever you do, don't touch the control panel. Just please don't do it. And then one night you're working late, and then write this down. Actually, you start writing this down.
And then I bump into it, and then the fucking pan like,
Oh yeah, it's like a yeah.
Yeah, so that's the kind of job I want.
And then there's Bob Cutter there.
Yeah. But I don't want to spend any time on
It's
it.
like, I told you not to touch the control panels. Yeah. Now the crocodiles are getting loose. Yeah.
Fuck, what a great clip.
Australia has surprisingly a lot of those really bizarre clips where people don't really know where they're from, or they have to like do a bunch of research into it. It's like the succulent Chinese meal clip that you probably haven't heard of, but like it's huge in Australia.
Have I seen that?
The clip is just like getting arrested because he keeps doing dine and dashes, where like, you know, he just goes to restaurants, buys food and then leaves and stuff. And he finally gets arrested, and then he has this really refined way of talking, and he's like, you know, what is the charge, people? They're eating a meal. I can't believe you've never seen this. This is like huge in Australia.
Okay, I'll watch it. What do I search for? Succulent Chinese meal?
If you just type in succulent Chinese meal, you'll be finding it. It's got the same energy as the Bob Cutter post, so I think you'll appreciate it.
We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
I've been watching a lot of I Think You Should Leave, and it has that sort of energy.
That show is really funny.
It's one of those things where like the show is so absurd that I have to really be careful with who I show it to.
I Think You Should Leave was one of those shows where at first I was like, I don't think I like this show. Because whenever I would see clips, it would always be of people screaming and yelling at each other.
Yeah.
I was always like, I don't know that I like this kind of comedy. But then when I actually sort of watched it and gave it a chance, there are some skits that are so fucking funny, and just how weird like the writing is. Like,
Yeah.
the one from season 2 where they go to dinner with their old professor from college.
Yes. Yeah. I know which one you're
I
talking about.
love that skit. Give me that. I'm joking.
It's the uncomfortableness that just doubles down and then doubles down and then double. And you're like, The cool thing about I Think You Should Leave is the clips go on too long. It's at that the dip of where you're like, no, this isn't funny, and then it goes for so long that it's actually really funny. They just commit to it and they're like, nah, just keep the cameras rolling. Just this skit has another 30 seconds in it at least.
There's one from this season which was just really bizarre, where it was an ad for a
the doggy door.
Yes, the doggy door.
The doggy
when
door.
the fucking creature comes in.
Yeah, when the creature comes up, what is that? What the hell is that? And you're like, oh, I don't understand. Because so what I heard was Tim Robinson used to be a writer on SNL. And then a lot of these things are like rejected SNL skits. Like they just refused to put them on SNL because they were just too esoteric, too absurd.
It's hard to explain really what even like the sense of humor of the show. It's sort of
So
like, what
hard.
if there's an adult in every scene that has like the mentality of a child, or like characters who proudly stick to one point of view, or like someone will say a phrase and they'll take the phrase literally.
Yeah, it's so bizarre to think, trying to explain it to someone. Yeah, I know what you mean. What if this guy can't be reconciled or like with, it's just like he just has this one thing where it's like it's like the ghost tour of the mansion.
Oh
the
yeah.
It's
Yes.
like he just takes it literally and then gets upset when people get upset with him.
It's just after 10 p.m. This is the adult tour, which means you can drink if you want, and we can say whatever the hell we want.
Jizz.
Sorry?
Jizz by Cum Shot. You can say that because you said we can say whatever the hell we want.
Sure.
Or horsecock.
Yeah, I guess.
And I think from this new season, the Doggy Door one was
Yeah.
probably my favorite, because I've watched that one a few times, but it was mostly just about the creature design. It was just such a weird and off-putting creature. Like that's what made it so funny. It was just like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah,
Like,
it has big like Adult Swim.
Yes,
adverts and
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
But look, we got to listen to another song. Actually, I'm going to stick with this EP because there was another track on there that I really dug, and it was actually one of the remixes.
Yeah.
So there's a track called Ride.
Yeah.
But I really liked the Aviators remix of Ride.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I like it too. There's this cool bit at the end where it goes a bit batshit crazy. I dig it.
Yeah, so let's listen to that and then we'll keep chatting. This is Ride by Moonraccoon and Gryff, the Aviators remix. And that was Moonraccoon and Gryff with Ride, the Aviators remix. Or it's actually just called Aviators remix. And I'm here with Gryff.
Hey.
You say you're being a movie nerd. Like, did you have you watched any classics recently that you were like, I finally watched something and it was good?
Oh yeah, I watched The Seventh Seal by Bergman, and then another one after that as well. So that's like a big one that I just haven't really gotten around to. And we watched like some Bergman stuff. So Seventh Seal and then Wild Strawberries.
When you watch The Seventh Seal, do you go, now I get all that stuff in Bill and Ted Part 2?
Yeah. Or like you watch it and you're like, all the references. Because you watch some classic cinema and then you watch like The Simpsons and you're like, The Simpsons were referencing all this new wave stuff. It's bizarre. But yeah, it's cool. It's stuff that like I really probably should have watched earlier. But maybe I'd take it too literally. Like having a chat with some people who like we watched it with and they were like, wow, when I watched The Seventh Seal, I took it so literally and was like so pretentious about it. And then we watched it again as we were adults and we're like, okay, The Seventh Seal is actually quite tongue-in-cheek and funny and kind of like satirical.
I come from sort of a family of film nerd sort of people, and so like we have Seventh Seal. Like in my dad's house, there's like framed stills from like Seventh Seal around.
Oh,
but I don't think I've ever actually really watched it all.
Right.
It's just one of those things I've always my whole childhood, I know the image. There's like this framed Seventh Seal picture.
Yeah.
So, you know, the idea of like playing chess with the devil and the devil's like this dude in a black hood with like a white face. It's sort of like, you know that image even if you haven't seen the Seventh Seal. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you watch these movies with other nerds where you like have discussions?
Yeah. Sometimes I can watch stuff by myself. Like if it's something that you want to concentrate on, I'd rather watch it with other people. Just because I find it like easier to do that. I watched, what did I watch recently? It's not like a classic film, but I watched Beau is Afraid.
Oh, how is that?
So a lot of people hate it, but I like it. I think it's cool. It's like surrealist. It's like it's horrible, but it's also really funny. It treads a line of like what's funny and what's not funny. I'm guessing you've seen Hereditary and stuff like that?
Beau is Afraid looked more up my alley than those other ones. So like, I prefer entertainment.
Yeah.
I do like art movies. Like I can appreciate them. Like I'm not like a snob about it. But when I sit down to watch a movie, I usually prefer watching like action or sci-fi or whatever, like ultimately. And that director is great at making movies that really upset me.
Yep.
But when I saw the trailer for Beau is Afraid, I was like, this looks like more my cup of tea. It looks like it might be more fun than watching some little girl get her head knocked off.
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. It's way funnier. It's funny, but it's also like, it's horrible to see a main character go through all of that stuff, but it's kind of triumphant to see someone who doesn't give up for like 3 hours of really bad anxiety inducing, like, I just want to go home, but he's not allowed to. It's kind of like if you wanted to go home and you're tired, like, you know, after a night of drinking, and then you have to go on a 3-day journey forcibly. It's like that. It's like, I just want to go to bed. It's like that for 3 hours.
Well, it looked visually cool. Like it looked like they were.
Oh, it's cool. It's great. Yeah. It's have you watched Synecdoche, New York?
I actually haven't.
Oh, it's pretty much like that, or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's got that vibe to it.
It's weird that I didn't watch that movie. I feel like why would I not have? Because I do like everything that director does.
Yeah.
I guess this is what we were talking about before we were recording. But remember we were talking about Tenet and how Tenet feels like it's sort of like the culmination of a bunch of Christopher Nolan ideas that he's been sprinkling around, but it almost felt like it was a little too much. Like it was like Christopher Nolan dialed up to 1,000, but it didn't end up being like a good movie necessarily. And from the trailers, I just felt like this was Charlie Kaufman being like extra Charlie Kaufman-y, and it just looked depressing. Yeah,
so I find a lot of Charlie Kaufman stuff is pretty depressing. I haven't seen Being John Malkovich or Adaptation, but I've seen like Eternal Sunshine of the...
Okay, Adaptation.
Are you okay? Are you all right?
Adaptation is awesome.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
That movie is fucking amazing, and so is John Malkovich. But I think Adaptation it's sort of like what you're describing with Beau is Afraid, where it's intense but really funny at the same time, and some of the most intense moments are also funny in a really dark and twisted way.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah,
that movie's fucking great, and it's one of the best Nicolas Cage fucking things too.
Oh, okay. I'll put it down. I need to watch Adaptation. I'm a massive like Nicolas Cage fan, so I'll have to.
Oh, dude, it's everything.
I'll definitely have to give it a watch. I loved Synecdoche, New York, and I loved I'm Thinking of Ending Things. So yeah, I'll give it a go. Speaking of Nicolas Cage, have you seen Mandy?
No.
Oh,
Dude, that's a blind spot of mine because that's been on my list for 4 years.
I watched Mandy in cinemas when it got like a limited release in Australia, and it blew my mind. And then I've been trying to show Mandy to whoever wants to be subjected to Nicolas Cage having this amazing sort of prog rock metal shirt vibe. Oh, it's just ridiculous. It's like it's so singular and insanely cool looking.
What am I doing? Honestly, the past like fucking year, I've just been watching stuff that sucks. And like, there's all these great movies that I have on my list to watch.
Yeah.
And then I'll go and just watch some fucking mediocre Star Wars show. or I've been watching bad movies with Marco because we've been doing like watching B movies and like talking about them.
Yeah.
So I just watched like the sequel to Hard Ticket to Hawaii, those Andy Sedaris movies where they're basically just softcore porns because all the actresses are Playboy models, and like they're not good. Like the Hard Ticket to Hawaii is funny. You've seen clips from it. If you haven't seen it, it's like where this one guy who like kills a dude on a beach by throwing a frisbee at him that's got like razor blades in it.
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
That's Hard Ticket to Hawaii. It's redeemed by some absurd, very B movie action.
Yeah.
But then the other ones are just bad. And I'm watching that shit, and there's great movies I should be watching.
I'm like reading all the titles and looking at all the posters, and you are right, it's literally just softcore porn.
Dude, but the movies are also as well. Like, even the music, there will be an action scene, and then they'll just cut back to these two, like, Playboy models that are like, let's hit the jacuzzi. And then it just starts playing, like, really shitty softcore porn music, and they're just in the jacuzzi, and that's it.
Okay, is this satirical, is this parody, or is this sincere?
It's a director who knows exactly what he's doing.
Okay.
These are movies that are like aimed at 14-year-old boys who get access to the cable box or whatever at nighttime. Like, that's what it is. It would have been that thing where if you were a teenager and your parents had like Movie Network or something, and when they showed like the Blue movie on like a Friday night, like this would be...
yeah.
That's what he's making these things for, I believe.
Right.
I don't think he's oblivious to how stupid they are.
I can't believe I've never seen like this sort of franchise or like genre of stuff. It's like all the posters are like softcore porn, and then all the taglines are like, they're sexy, they're fearless, and stuff like that.
And they're also horrible actors.
The hottest secret agents ever.
It's really bad. But like, Hard Ticket to Hawaii is funny at least because it's got some great action scenes that are just so stupid. But then some of the later ones, they still have all like the cheesy softcore nudity, but then the action scenes aren't as fun. So then it's just like, why am I watching this shit?
Yeah, okay.
Just fucking shit, man.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry.
No, that's fine. I watched MacGruber last night.
I will say this. I have not watched that movie in years, but I fucking loved it when I watched it the first time. Like, I laughed my head off at that movie.
I've seen it before, and the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is a cool parody movie. But then they push it to like this insane level of how did you think you could put this on like movie theater screens? Like the intimate scenes in that movie. Every time I see them, I cannot stop laughing. I can't look at the screen. It's that laughter you get where your abs hurt and then you can't breathe.
Will Forte, you know when there's just some actors that just exude funny, like they look funny?
Yeah, their face, like the expressions like Will Forte does in that movie.
Dude, he's got such a funny face, and like he is hilarious, and that movie is so stupid. Yeah, like sometimes there's just some movies that like they're just so dumb that they're amazing, and like that movie, I found it incredibly funny.
It's really good. It has the same feeling of Tropic Thunder. It's got that weird sense of let's see how absurd we can make a movie. You know when you watch like Police Academy or Naked Gun and stuff like that, it's kind of like this is absurd, but you put money behind it and put it in cinemas, even though it's pretty esoteric to watch. It's kind of got that vibe to it. Some of it's non-accessible.
Yeah.
You watch a comedy film in the cinemas and it's, oh, this is really accessible to everyone, but you watch MacGruber and you're like, only a certain amount of people are going to find this really good, and then I'm sure that some people will think this is a terrible thing. I keep thinking of the sex scene. It's just like one of the worst things I've ever seen on a screen. Oh, the first time I saw it, it was like the biggest sort of curveball. I did not expect it. It's so funny. There's no music. It's just like the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. For me, one of my biggest laughs at a surprising like sex joke was from Scary Movie, which I don't think is a good movie at all, but like at the time, it was like the first prosthetic scrotum I had ever seen in a film. And when the testicle like flopped out of the gym teacher's shorts, like I laughed for 5 minutes in the theater, and like people were mad because like I couldn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, like when I saw the fake scrotum in Step Brothers, I'm pretty sure I had the same reaction. Like, because you don't expect it. They're like, I'm going to put my ball sack on your drum set, and you're like, oh, that's pretty funny. And then they like have a prosthetic ball sack, which is like disgusting, and there's hair all over it and stuff. And you're like, you don't know what to do, and that's why your body just starts like,
you don't know what to do.
I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Why did they? I can't believe they did this. It's the same thing when you see the sex scene in MacGruber. I have the same reaction because it's like, this goes on for too long. This is like ridiculous. How did they come up with this idea?
Like, I think what makes the MacGruber sex scene so funny is that it's almost more real. It's absurd, but in some aspects it's more real than any sex scene in a movie because he makes really embarrassing noises and facial expressions.
I agree.
Just the sounds he makes and just the like he just makes the sound.
I can't do it. You're like, oh god, this is so fucking uncomfortable because I'm watching it with my friends and everyone's looking at each other like, oh, what are we supposed to laugh? Are we supposed to laugh at this? It's like, yes, this is funny.
And the scene where he has sex with his wife's ghost, and then where it just cuts to the wide shot and she's not there, and it's just him like just with his ass like just.
It's man. Like, yeah.
Anyway, look, we're gonna move forward here. We still have some music to listen to. I want to go to your Calypso Drift FM.
Yeah, cool
album because there's lots of cool songs on here. This one's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
it's a track called New Religion.
Oh yes.
And let's listen to that and then we'll keep chatting. This is New Religion by Gryff.
Oh, I was dreaming again tonight. All the stars come down. No, the seas came to greet us. The beaches alone. You, me. No, I felt at home for
And that was Gryff with the track New Religion. I'm here right now with Gryff. We're just talking about movies.
Movies. What's your favorite Bond theme? Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, we'll do that. What's your favorite Bond theme?
Bond theme?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's View to a Kill.
I do like View to a Kill a lot. I like all the 80s ones. Sometimes it's like a combination of the title sequence and the music. So I also like the Aha one. What's the Aha one? I literally listen to it all the time. Hold on. Let me go into my music folder.
Maybe it's Take On Me.
Yeah,
I think they just used that. They just used that for the Bond intro.
Hey, it would work.
Because the 80s ones are just so ridiculous. You listen to like View to a Kill and it's got the most ridiculous sounding orchestra hit samples, and the chorus is like this weird synth pop chorus, and you don't think it should work, but it does. I love it.
I do actually. I listen to those things all the time. With a view to a kill.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the Aha one?
The Living Daylights.
The Living Daylights. Yeah, okay, so that one I like a lot too.
All the 80s ones are so silly.
Oh, I like Tomorrow Never Dies, the Sheryl Crow one.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you know what? I like most of the Pierce Brosnan ones and their title sequences, even if the movies aren't strong.
Same. Now, do you like Die Another Day?
No.
Okay.
I tolerate Die Another Day because I do think the title sequence is cool.
Yeah, same as me. I think that people like to shit on Madonna's Die Another Day, like title sequence and song, but I think it's cool. I think it's futuristic. I think it's a cool direction for it. I love it.
My issue with it is fucking Sigmund Freud. Analyze this. That part's embarrassing.
I agree.
That sucks.
I agree.
But I don't mind the overall rhythm of it.
Yeah.
Sigmund Freud. Analyze this. Analyze this.
I love Goldeneye, like the movie and the game. They're very important to me. I like the Goldeneye song, but I think that's also like the strongest just Pierce Brosnan movie.
Yep.
It sucks in a way because I think Pierce Brosnan, visually and the way he acts and stuff, is to me like a perfect James Bond.
I agree.
It's just that his movies aren't strong, except for Goldeneye. Goldeneye is.
Yeah, Goldeneye's fantastic. The theme song to Goldeneye, Tina Turner's, the way she sings Goldeneye is just insane. And it's got this weird, like, sultry velvet, sort of like a panther just, like, plodding around this, like, room. It's just really sick.
Yeah, Goldeneye is awesome. And despite his movies not being great, he has my favorite title sequences.
Yeah.
Even over a lot of the Daniel Craig title sequences or songs. I like Skyfall.
Yep.
And I like the sequence of Skyfall as well. I find his title sequences weird because they got away from the sexy women and they're always just like weird shots of him
fighting. Yeah.
You know, it's like James Bond falling through things and stuff.
Yeah.
I even like those ones they did in the 60s and 70s where like they're kind of rotoscoping the women, but you can kind of still see that they're naked.
Yeah.
This is a PG movie, but in the title sequences, there's clearly like shots of nipples and stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, what is it? I'm pretty sure it's like Goldfinger, man with a golden gun. It's like when they're all painted gold, and you can see their nipples.
Yeah, and that's my favorite thing.
Sorry, I sounded like a really concerned Christian mother then.
Yeah. I just find it funny because like maybe back in the day you do that rotoscope or you increase the contrast enough so when they watched in the theaters they wouldn't have seen it, but then when you watch like a nice crisp Blu-ray version of the movie, then you see the things that you wouldn't have ordinarily seen. But I guess for me, to go back to the question, it's like I like Goldeneye, I like Tomorrow Never Dies, I like the song that Garbage did, The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, I like that as well. Yeah,
that movie's boring, but I like the song and I like the thing. Daniel Craig, I don't love a lot of the only one I really like is Skyfall. I think Skyfall's a great song.
Yeah.
I thought that the Sam Smith one was boring. I kind of thought the last one was boring too.
Okay, I haven't seen the last one yet.
Well, I mean like the song itself, like this. I think it was the.
Oh, yeah. I think is it the Writings on the Wall?
Yeah, it's just kind of boring. Like they don't have the fun of the 80s. Like the 80s ones, when the title sequence kicks in, which is why I miss title sequences in general because they can really like pump you for a movie. I know I've said this before, but like when I think of like the Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s, it's it's a cheesy movie, but that is one of the all-time greatest openings of a movie because it just gets right to the point.
Yeah.
It really gets you pumped up for a film. And even if, okay, fine, the movie's like a corny thing, there's very few movies that just start with instantly just a fireball flies at the screen and it's just like, Mortal Kombat! And then just goes right into this fucking hard-hitting techno song.
Okay, I just watched it. That's sick. I think I remember it as a kid, but that was cool. That is insane. It's like, as soon as you see the new Line Cinema icon,
and it's instantly...
techno.
and so regardless of like how you feel about the movie, it's a great opening.
Oh, it's fantastic.
To me, that's what I miss about movies not having title sequences anymore, because there's so many movies I've watched where like the title sequence really sets the stage for the film. And in the case of Bond, I just prefer a song that has some energy to it. Like, it is fun when you see that pre-title sequence and then James Bond goes on a little mission in the second, you know, just like, well, I guess I will stay here and have sex with you. And then all of a sudden just, it's awesome.
It just does like a one-liner and like you just hear the intro. Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You don't want to like ooh, James Bond. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me some cool orchestra hits. I think I just want more orchestra hits in the James Bond theme.
No, I agree. The orchestra hits are key. And like Daniel Craig, honestly, like 3 out of 5 of his songs are just depressing ballads. And then there's that one that I think is actually bad. The fucking Quantum of Solace one.
Oh, it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's like Jack White and Alicia Keys. It's
I think that song actually sucks. Like it actually grates on me a bit, like the singing and just the...
Yeah, I think the vibe of it is a bit weird. It's got that weird like do. I don't know. I love Alicia Keys and Jack White, but I think that it could have been like more like techno-y or something. Oh, imagine a techno James Bond theme song. No one's done that yet.
Guess Die Another Day is kind of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you are right. Yeah. It has a weird like vocoder sounds and samplers and stuff.
Sigmund Freud. Analyze this. Analyze this.
I'm just imagining like Madonna voguing or something. Oh, Madonna was in the movie as well. They were like, oh, Madonna, do you want to be one of the...
She's a fencing instructor.
Yeah, she's a fencer instructor. Yeah.
I love that they just let that fight go on. James Bond has the stupid sword fight with that guy and they totally trash that whole place and everyone's just like fine with it.
This is fine. You're James Bond or whatever. Yeah. It's like the laser scene in Die Another Day. It's just bizarre.
No, it's not a good one. So every so often I'll revisit them and go like, was I harsh on this movie? And
no.
Before we started recording, when we were talking about Phantom Menace, like I do that every few years where I watch Phantom Menace and then there's that moment where Jar Jar shows up and the movie just fucking takes a nosedive.
God.
And for me, Die Another Day, there's this moment early on where there's just like the worst green screen in the world where he escapes and he's got a beard and he like swims to shore and like goes to a hotel and shaves. And there's just this one shot where he comes out of the water and he's like kind of walking on a dock and he's got just like a beard and like a shirt. And it's just the worst green screen. You couldn't have just gone outside and filmed him walking on a dock.
Like walking. Yeah. Because is Die Another Day the one where he's like parachuting and surfing?
Die Another Day has all the worst things. Like anytime you see those clips where they go like, this is where James Bond really went downhill, it's all from Die Another Day. Like everything, the invisible car, the stupid surfing on the iceberg as the glacier gets destroyed by a giant laser beam. It's so stupid.
Oh, don't even. Jesus. Oh my God. That's right. James Bond goes to the yacht club in Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like super green screened and terrible. Oh.
Yeah, and I don't know why. It's disappointing. But like I love James Bond, and so like I'll watch even the ones that I think aren't great.
Yeah.
I watch A View to a Kill, even though Roger Moore is literally like an old man in it.
It's also really like old James Bond movies are gross. It's just so misogynistic. Some of the things that happen in those films, like what the hell?
Some of them too, what I'm always surprised by is like, wow, this is the franchise that really made popular like the action film pun and, you know, like the ladies who have sex names. And then sometimes you watch them and you're like, wow, these are bad. You think the franchise that invented this would like try harder, you know, like when you watch the Sean Connery one where he drops a toaster in the bathtub and kills that guy.
Oh yeah,
or not a toaster, it was like a heater. And then like the pun is shocking. Positively shocking, and like walks away like. But then you got to give it credit because I'm like, is that like the first action film pun?
Yeah,
he said shocking because he electrocuted the guy, and maybe they get a pass. But then in A View to a Kill, one of the ladies is called Genuflex.
Genuflex?
Or sorry, that's the pun. So she introduces herself like, I'm Jenny. Jenny Flex was the name. She's like, I'm Jenny Flex, and he's like, of course you are. And I'm like, I don't get it. I know this is a sex thing, but I don't know what this is.
I feel like genuflect. Oh, what the hell? Do you know what this means?
Yeah. I think it's when you kneel in reverence to something. Isn't there something?
Yeah, it is. Lower one's body briefly by bending one knee to the ground, typically in worship or as a sign of respect. This is weird. Genuflect.
Which is a pun on genuflect, but I don't get what the sex joke is.
Yeah, that is a long bow to draw. That is insane.
Yeah, it's just, is the pun that she sucks dicks? Like, is that the, I don't even get it.
Even if that is what they're going for, it's not even a good pun. They're like bottom of the barrel there.
And fucking in Pierce Brosnan's time, he's got some fucking clunker one-liners that are just like, what is even the joke here? Like, it's just...
I remember most of the one-liners in Goldeneye, and those were good. I think they were great.
I think in Tomorrow Never Dies, okay, fine, he says he's brushing up on a little Danish when What's-Her-Face calls because he's having sex with a Danish lady. He kills the guy with the printing press and says they'll print anything these days. I'm like, that's okay. But the end one where he kills fucking... Who's the villain in Tomorrow Never Dies? Who's that actor? Jonathan... Price? Pierce Brosnan has this pun where he like has to line up this giant sentence where he's about to kill him with that big drill, and he's like, "You forgot the one rule of mass media. Give the people what they want," and then like sticks the drill at him? What is this? Like, he could have said screw you or something. Like, he could have said anything in place of that. Because, like, I'm picturing Total Recall when Arnold fucking sticks the drill in the side of the fucking Jeep and kills Benny. He's like, "Hey, Benny, screw you!" Because he's got, like, a giant drill, you know? If I can think of some more, there's some bad ones. Oh, you know what one I really like is fucking the first Roger Moore one. The Paul McCartney fucking... Live and let die. That's a great song. Live and Let Die is great.
That is a good song. I think if you have a Bond theme with tempo changes, like, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, we should actually listen to some music here. We keep on going on these tangents.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is just turned into Gryff and Andy talk about movies.
Yeah. What should we listen to now? Let's listen to Something to Hold.
Oh, cool.
From the Calypso Drift. This is the 1984 mix, whatever that means.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Or at least like an earlier version of Something to Hold that was cool, but it didn't have that 1980s like Calypso Drip Vice, because the whole album's meant to be like a GTA Vice City radio station, right? So I felt it wasn't as silly or 80s-ish that I wanted to. So I just like remixed it and did a whole new mix of it, chucked on the album, and I prefer that version better. So,
all right, cool. Yeah. Well, let's listen to it. This is Something to Hold by Gryff.
On a mirror board, I'm the sun, you are the sea. Out of touch, you're not physical. you. Ooh. And when I'm scared, I get closer to you, closer to you.
And that was Gryff with the track Something to Hold, the 1984 mix.
Yeah, actually, speaking of, I actually remember why I also made a different version for the album, and it's because in the original version, I had a sample of a Hall & Oates song. It's the part in Out of Touch where the lyrics are like reaching out for something to hold, and I like clipped something to hold, and I thought, oh, this would be cool to put in the song. And then I did the album, sent it off, and then the studio was like, hey, about Something to Hold, did you say that there was a sample in this? And I said yeah, and they told me to get rid of it because they're not going to clear it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's cool, I'll just redo it. So what I did was I meticulously sang it in the style of it and then did it that way, because it's like 3 words, so I don't know if that's copyrighted, so surely not.
Hey man, you're good with me. I'm no lawyer, so don't.
Yeah, that's it. Don't sue me. I mean, like, that's the cool thing about internet music, right? It's like you can sort of flex the rules a little bit. Like vaporwave. You listen to vaporwave music and the amount of samples that they use in vaporwave are ridiculous.
Yeah. This is my one sort of like blind spot being in the synthwave scene, just because vaporwave is like, you know, the adjacent scene.
Yeah.
And I just don't get vaporwave, and I try because so many people who like synthwave love vaporwave.
Yeah.
And then whenever I listen to vaporwave, I just find it really depressing.
Oh.
I never know what's real, so I don't trust it.
Oh, okay. I dig it, yeah.
Because when someone says like, oh, this song, you should listen to this artist, and then when I listen to it, I'm like, is this just stolen music pitched down? Because I believe there are some artists who actually like make their own music, but in the vaporwave style.
Yeah.
But I don't have the musical knowledge to know whether or not this thing is lifted or not.
Yeah, I get you.
Because I've been burned a few times on this show where I would like play a song and then it turned out that the artist just stole it, you know, or like sampled some other thing without permission and like pitched it or whatever. And so now I'm a bit more like cautious, and vaporwave just to me is like a landmine of stolen music.
Yeah. I mean, that's like you kind of just have to ask the artists, like, hey, is this all cleared or not? It's, you put a vaporwave artist on your show, you kind of have to expect that a lot of their stuff is like borrowed, because that's the DNA of vaporwave, isn't it? There's this weird anti-commercialized thing about vaporwave. I can't remember like the intricacies of it, but yeah, that's a big thing of it.
Yeah, that'll be my questionnaire whenever I have a vaporwave guest on, just like, so are you a thief? You a fucking thief? And then like see what they say. I just find the overall vibe sort of reminds me of a weird drugged out dream sequence, but it's not the pleasant kind for me.
Oh, okay.
Like when I hear that sort of vaporwave sound, to me it's more like kind of depressing than fun. It's like I've just been shot with a tranquilizer dart, and it's that moment in the movie before the guy goes down.
I know what you mean.
The second the dart hits your neck, then that's the music that plays right for like that 15 seconds as he stumbles through the hallway before collapsing.
I dig it. I don't feel so good. Yeah. Now that you've said it, anytime I listen to vaporwave, it's like, oh, I feel like a tranquilized fucking like action hero.
That's what it reminds me of, and in a weird way, it conjures my more negative nostalgic memories
from when you were tranquilized.
Synthwave is more like the positive. Like when I listen to synthwave music, it gives me that nostalgic vibe where I miss my childhood, and vaporwave is like the kind where it just reminds me of walking in a mall and being bored, and the mall is like brown and like ugly, and that's what vaporwave makes me think of.
Yeah, there's some spicy takes happening on this show. It's going to be like a vaporwave synthwave like argument. We should just do a debate night or something.
That would be fun. I mean, like, to be fair, I also have some blind spots here, so like maybe there are just some artists that are just making original music. You know, they do their own singing and they pitch it down and they give it that sort of vaporwave vibe.
Yeah.
It's just since I don't know. So like I'll play a song and be like, that's cool. And someone will be like, that's just fucking Chaka Khan song. They just slowed down. I'm like, no, I didn't know that, right?
No, I didn't
now
know that,
do.
but now I do.
Yeah.
A lot of future funk stuff does it as well, right? Like they just sample a lot of city pop stuff, like obscure city pop stuff, and then they like make a bunch of samples. It's like, where does it end? Daft Punk did a really good album called Discovery, which is basically all samples. So yeah.
Well, what do we do about this, Gryff?
I think people should just keep doing it because I'd prefer people to be creative than to be not creative.
Well, there you go. That's a good sentiment.
There you go. I think so. I think so because I said it.
Anyway, so the point is that your favorite James Bond theme is A View to a Kill.
When I saw View to a Kill for the first time, like when the credits came up and I was expecting this, like, you know, the bum bum boom, like orchestras heavy sort of thing, and then you get this sampled drum kit and then weird orchestra hits and you're like, what is this? This is insane. And then it's like, you know, music by Duran Duran. You're like, oh, this is insane, awesome. And then like there's this weird cool key change in the chorus and it sounds like this Phil Collins-y style of music. It's just so left field and so quirky, and it suits the movie because the movie is so quirky. It's not as quirky as Moonraker, but you've got a villain played by Christopher Walken, and his name's Max Zorin, and they're using cool, like, little Uzi machine guns, and you've got Grace Jones and Dolph Lundgren, and it's just sick. It's just a sick movie. I love it. I love the style of it. I love, like, how different it is and how bizarre it is, and it's so 80s.
I just love how old Roger Moore is in that movie. He's so old. His forehead is so wrinkly.
Hang on, I'm gonna have a look at how old he looks like because I can't remember.
Because even when he started, he was kind of old in Live and Let Die. I keep forgetting the titles. I have to
do you have to sing it?
Yeah, because Live and Let Die is like the youngest that he looks because it's his first one. But I think even when he took over the job, wasn't that the thing where he took over as Bond, but he was technically the same age as Sean Connery was or something? Like it's not like. Oh
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, looking at pictures of Roger Moore in View to a Kill, yes, you are right. He's got a lot of wrinkles on that forehead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he looks very wrinkly in that one.
Christopher Walken also looks a little bit old as well, so it kind of isn't too bad.
Like, every Bond has a movie that I really like in their thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not as reverent to, like, the older ones. Because, I mean, obviously, like, growing up, it was always, like, the cliche answer of just well, Sean Connery's the best Bond. Mm-hmm. And that's what everyone would say, because that's just what you say.
Yeah.
But when I go back and watch his movies, I don't necessarily love that era of Bond. Like, I really like the second one, From Russia with Love.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's got some really cool set pieces, I think. So
I think that's probably my favorite. And Goldfinger I like. Like, obviously it's a classic because that's basically the one that sets the template for the rest of Bond or whatever. But I don't know, there's something kind of clunky about the old ones as well. And like some of the stuff that's like just so horribly dated, like the one where he goes to China and they give him the haircut so that he'll like blend in.
Hang on, what movie is this?
Twice. Die twice. You
only live once.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? You only live once?
Oh, it sounds like it. It's close enough.
Isn't it You Only Live Twice?
Maybe it is You Only Live Twice.
Anyway, the whole point is he goes undercover, and so they try and make him look more Asian. And so they...
Oh, that is... oh no. I'm looking at it. Oh no. Oh, what is this? This isn't real.
No, it's real, man.
Oh.
And also, too, because I'm a Doctor Who fan, and there's this one episode in the 70s, which is like one of the best Doctor Who stories, but the bad guy is a white dude in Chinese makeup.
Oh, yeah.
And it's weird makeup, you know, like the way like the Klingons look in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like the guy has a whole like kind of false headpiece to give him like the Asian looking eyes.
Oh god.
When you see it now, it's just like very strange, and obviously they shouldn't have done that. So I could totally understand someone watching this and going like, dude, like this is fucked up, right? I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, it is.
It's like Breakfast at Tiffany's, Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
Like, and you look at that and you're like, that is horrific. That is not good.
The tough part for me is like that example, it's such a cartoonish, off-putting sort of thing anyways. Like it's very over the top.
Yeah.
In the Doctor Who episode, the problem is the guy acting isn't bad. He's actually like a really good character and villain. So it's tough because on one hand, it's like the performance is good. And on the other hand, it's a white guy in Chinese makeup. So like, it would be a lot easier to write off if it was also just bad. Because I could be like, oh, right. Like it was a bad thing they shouldn't have done and it sucked. And it's tough when the movie's actually good.
Yeah. I think that if you're having that conversation with yourself, like you are doing better than just watching it and ignoring it. Like if you're watching something and you're like, wow, that's really fucked up. I love this movie. That is really fucked up. Like you can still do both.
Yes.
There's a difference between doing that and then going, oh, I love this movie because they have a funny Chinese guy in it. And like, there's a difference. There is a difference between the two.
Anyway, look, listen. Let's listen to some track. Maybe we should fucking wind down. We've been talking for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's listen to the track Miami Overdrive. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were about to play the track. I don't know when to say yes or no, but if you want to play Miami Overdrive, that'll be cool. Thank you.
All right, well, let's do it. This is Miami Overdrive by Gryff. And that was Gryff with the track Miami Overdrive. And we've been talking for a long time.
We have.
So I apologize. I think I've robbed you of your morning.
No, that's fine. No, it's good. We've been talking about movies for 2 hours, which is pretty good. That's a good morning spent, I think.
Is there anything we didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
Oh, I've got a new single coming out with Yatte. So I don't know when this will go to air, but like soon.
Well, I tell you what, if this comes out around that time, then I will have played that song before we went to the interview.
Okay, cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yatte's a cool guy. He's recorded some fun voiceovers for me for our fake commercials.
Oh, yeah. I think we talked about that. Like, he's done a bunch of cool Grand Theft Auto radio station-y skits for a lot of people. Yatte's awesome to talk to as well. He's very good at his craft.
Yeah, no, he's a fun guy.
Yeah, he's so easy. He is so easy to talk to and so easy to, like, get an idea done and expanded on. Like, yeah, he's very cool. He's got like a really cool grasp on 90s pop culture, especially like nerdy stuff, so I really enjoy like chatting to him or sending each other dumb voice messages, little skits of ideas that we have.
Well, that's cool, man. So what else is coming up? Is there something you working on something?
I am working on the second album. So yeah, I've been doing heaps of collabs for this new album that's coming out. I think I just caught the bug of collaboration. I think just talking to people and seeing what other people were doing, I was like, this would be cool to have you on here, or I'd like to have you play saxophone or have you sing on this song. And it just turned into this cool collaboration album, kind of like those Christmas albums when famous people get together and do like money raising or charity stuff at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's sick.
Are you good at all the keeping track of things? You know, like when you're collaborating with people and you have to keep on sending emails back and forth and stuff. Is that fun for you?
Is it fun? No. Am I good at it? Also no. Yeah, it's just terrible. It's hard to keep track of everyone because everyone's in different time zones, you know? Like, people are in America, East Coast, West Coast, people are in, like, Canada, people are in Japan. It's just hard to sort of line up. But there's no real rush on the album, so I don't really mind it too much. I'm just kind of chipping away at it and having a good time. And Calypso Drip FM was the same. Like, I worked on that album for so long, and it wasn't until right at the end where things kind of all lined up, and then I was like, okay, if I have to shoot my shot, I have to do it here. And then it kind of rushed at the end, and it turned out good. So I assume that's going to be the same for the second album. I'm just going to chill out and let it sort of like grow organically and see how it happens, and then I'm sure it'll be a rush to the finish line when I release it. So yeah, but I hope people like it. It's a bit different. It's a bit new. Like, I didn't want to do the same synthwave thing, so just do a little weird 70s prog rock sort of thing with it. So yeah.
Ooh, well, that sounds intriguing.
Yeah. You do like the goofy voice, and I think you're going to say something afterwards, and then there's just a bit of silence.
I just like to prod people with silliness and then see what happens.
Yeah, it freaks me out a little bit, and I kind of like it. It kind of makes me feel good.
The point is that you make cool music, and keep it up.
Yeah, I will. I'll make more stuff and I'll do more albums, and yeah, it'd be cool to see what happens next. Like, synthwave's really cool to like look to and see what all the really high-end artists, like it looks like Ollie Wright in the Midnight, you see where they're going, and then you see like other people who aren't as prolific and you see what they're doing, and it's cool to see synthwave go in all these different directions. Like, synthwave will never like peter out. People will still be doing it for ages, I reckon. So.
Yeah, and it makes me happy. So that's I'm just a fan of cool music, so I'm happy as well when artists sort of, you know, even if they start doing synthwave but then sort of evolve into different things. I mean, that's fun too. I'm not a purist. I like electronic music, so I do like when there is some element of synthesizers and stuff in there, but you know, it's more fun when people experiment and surprise me, so that's...
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, well, look, listen, you have a lovely Australian day.
I will. Thanks very much. Cheers. I don't know if there's anything else to say for like have a nice day, but yeah, I'll have a good arvo. There you go, that's one.
Is that short for something?
Yeah, afternoon.
I should have figured that out.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, we don't want to say the 3 syllables of afternoon, so we'll just say the 2 syllables of arvo.
But I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to spend any more time on it.
That's right.
Because every week there's someone gets torn apart by crocodiles in North Queensland. It's such a good segue.
It is amazing.
Just use it. I'm just going to use it in real life conversations.
Yes, I got to start doing that as well. But I guess I need like a Canadian reference.
Yeah, I actually don't know any Canadian references.
Well, we don't have any crocodiles.
No, you have moose.
We have moose, yeah.
What's the collective plural for moose? Collective plural?
Moose, I believe.
Is it just moose?
Yeah, moose is its own plural.
Oh, okay, so it's just moose. All right. Cool. Yeah. This is so fun. It's good. All right. Well, look, I'm going to hang up on you now. Yeah, do it. Keep on being cool. Make cool music. We'll play it on the show. I look forward to hearing more. And yeah, man. All right. Ciao. Thank you so much.
All right, and that was my conversation with Gryff. I had fun chatting with him. We actually had like a 2-hour conversation before we hit record. We got all sidetracked into nerd discussion and stuff like that, but we still had a good time, and it was good. I felt very drained because we talked for something like fucking 3 hours or something. This always happens too, where I'm just like, maybe I should have been recording that, but then I would have had more to edit, and then this show would have come out in a month. So look, thanks for being cool. Thanks for listening to Beyond Synth, the best synthwave chat show there is. More shows on the way. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to support it, like our awesome new patrons this week, Tiber83, Lucky13, and Volter. And you can be cool like them. If you head over to patreon.com/BeyondSynth, or you can go to BeyondSynth.com and click on the PayPal button, and there's lots of fun things you can do. If you think a fun thing is giving money to Beyond Synth. And on that note, have a lovely week, and I think possibly before the next episode comes out, Starfield is out, correct? I'm thinking of streaming Starfield when I get it, like right from the beginning. I've been needing an excuse to do some game streaming on Twitch, and I think I'm going to do it from moment one of playing Starfield. So keep an eye on the Beyond Synth Twitch, if I got my dates right. Maybe I don't. Anyways, look, I gotta go, okay? This has been Beyond Synth. You keep being cool, and tune in next time right here, where we have cool chats with cool people. It's the best synthwave chat show there is.
Beyond Synth Radio is produced by Andy Last. Check the show notes for more information on the musicians featured on the show. Beyond Synth is made possible by listeners like you. Consider supporting Beyond Synth at patreon.com/BeyondSynth. Thanks for listening.